The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the December 11th, the terrific Thursday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day, and let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off early, send that to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. And of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Quite a mixed bag out there. Dow up 487, S&P down 21, NASDAQ's off 282, Russell's up 12, Transport's up 177, Semis down 179, NASDAQ Composite off 235, New York Stock Exchange up 114. You've got gold that's trading out at 42.81. That's up 56 bucks. Silver's trading out at 63.73. That's a $2.70 move. Light sweet crude down at 57.32. It's off $1.14. And natural gas down 32 cents, printed out at $4.27 out there. So where do we want to begin out here? Good question. Let's just take care of some of the basics. Let's take a look at the spot VIX index as well as the New York Stock Exchange Advanced Decline Oscillator. The spot VIX index, very right-hand side panel will populate. You can see we're below the 50-day exponential moving average. If you look up top here, you see the gold line equals the 50-day exponential moving average. That's at 17.99. That provides buyers with an edge. If buyers really want to have an edge, they'll take out this T9 count bottom pattern that formed on December 5th. That's the candle that it is trading in right now. In the case of the New York Stock Exchange, it is going to likely negate its TD9 count top today. It just needs a close above 21.935.91. The advanced client oscillator is in bullish condition. It is above its zero threshold level. No reason for the New York Stock Exchange not to negate that pattern out there. In fact, there's a lot of negated TD9 or a number of TD9 count negated patterns that are really, really important to be paying attention to. At least that's what Stevie thinks. Well, what are one of those, Stevie? Well, I'd have to say let's go take a look at the equal weighted ETFs out there. Let's just get the nuts out of the can out here. Search for, we got to find out, where did I put that set of charts? Here we go. Here on the top portion of the charts, you've got the equal weighted ETFs, and down below it, the index ETF. So, for example, the QQEW got a TD9 count top. The equal weighted ETF needs a close above, give me a second here, needs a close above 145.47. That's QQEW. You should write that down on your pad of paper. Price closes above that. You do not want to be short the NASDAQ 100. Now, there's another area that price would have to clear. This is the QQEW to really get to breakout mode. And let me just get the cursor out here. I can give you the date. That date is from October 28th, and that high is 146.44. That's the ultimate high out there. Is the QQEW going to do it? Likely so. Why? Well, if we take a look at the RSP, the equal weighted ETF for the S&P 500, guess what it did yesterday? It negated its TD9 count top. Not only did it negate it, it did it with volume. The volume on that swing point was 12 million shares, 12.8. Yesterday was 17.9 million shares. The equal weighted ETF. So now this is not the story. Remember, we had the story about the Mag 7 out there? Guess what the story is now? The story is the rest of the S&P 500. The equal weighted version is outperforming the index ETF out there. That tells you it's not at the top half. This rally. If you take a look at the equal weighted Dow, it is going to negate its TD9 count top today with a close above 41.51. Stop thinking short. If we get a close above that level, it's just saying not to be. In fact, the Dow Diamonds today look like they will go ahead and take out their TD9 count top. They just simply need to close on the DIA above 481.93. Volume there was 4.5 million shares. Yesterday, you came into it with 5.4 million shares. Less than 2 hours of trading, 2.6 million shares. This has got volume behind the move. Volume behind the move. So there's no top inside the Dow. The equal weighted ETFs are going to point the true direction. There's no top inside the S&P 500. Yes, the SPY. Yes, the Dow. Well, not the Dow Diamonds anymore. But yes, the SPY still maintains its TD9 count top. That TD9 count top would be negated with a close above 688.39. So make sure you're paying attention to that value as well. So yeah, not looking like we're having much coal delivered this Christmas out here. Let's go ahead and close those charts down. We'll go take a look at what do we want to take a look at next? I don't know if I have them open, but I'll see if I do. I do. So I got the 10-minute equity future charts out here. And the reason why I've got these on my screen is because all together, well, we had TD9 count tops that formed on the ES Mini, and that went ahead and formed at 740 this morning. We had a TD9 count top that formed at 740 on the NQ. At 740, where does it? There we go. At 740, we had a TD9 count top form on the Dow Equity Future Contract. You see that was way down here. We negated that. In fact, it's formed another TD9 count top that's been negated. This strong, gigantic move, upward momentum move inside the Dow Equity Future Contract. Those TD9 counts, they're basically meaning, hey, I'm just taking a rest to get my breath out there. We negated the 10-minute TD9 count top on the ES. We have not done so inside the NQ. The NQ is a little booger, and the Russell 2000, that negated it as well out there. So not just the short-term time frames, but the 10-minute time frames, each of them forming tops earlier this morning. They've been negated. That's telling us a signal about what the intent of the market is. Now, let's go back and take a look at the daily equity future contracts. We'll get those up on our screen. No, actually, what we'll do is we'll go take a look at the daily cash indices out here. So let's go take a look at those. Which ones have negated their TD9 count tops? Well, the first one, the most important perhaps, and we'll take a look at the SOXX later, but the SOX, the actual index, yesterday negated its TD9 count top. What did price do today in pulling back? It was a bullish move. It did nothing more than pull back to test and reject its green oscillator and change line. That was negated. The transports negated their TD9 count top yesterday. The NASDAQ composite needs a close above 23,698 to do the same. The New York Stock Exchange, we already covered that. The Russell never had a TD9 count top. It's got no top. It took out its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that formed back in October the 15th and 16th out there. So that wants to move higher. The NDX, that's the one that is struggling. Oracle, we'll take a look at Oracle. Trading to the downside and anything else, any other requests as well out there. The S&P, 68.95.78, you close above that, and it gets that signal. You can see in the Dow, it's negated, or it's going to negate with a close above 48.133.54. It'll negate that TD9 count top today. I know there's a lot out there thinking short. I don't think that's the right thing to be thinking. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call Newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get to our first request out here. The first one is for Oracle. Oracle out with numbers after the bell last night, I believe it was, and just a horrible move. Now, Oracle completed the day with a TD9 count top, so it's really not a surprise to any of us that price actually moved lower. Now, where it moved lower to was the bottom of its buy zone of its daily profile out there. That's between the range of 190.47 and 204.98. Price has also gotten down and tested and rejected a swing point. That's a swing point from November 25th. Actually, never got down to that low. That low out there is at 185.63. We got down to a low of 186.23 out there. Now, on the daily time frame, so you just got a consolidation right now with inside its daily profile, but it is pushing lower with volume. Volume, for example, today, 43 million shares. That swing point has volume of 29 million shares. So that low should be tested again, 185.63. If you're looking to take a long position in Oracle, you'd like to see price get down there, test and reject it. With lighter volume, less than 29 million shares, and at least get back inside its profile. The bottom of that profile, again, is 190.47. The weekly time frame for Oracle has a Gartley buy pattern that was formed last week with a three-river morning star pattern out there. Price has got a new profile that formed. We are trading below that support level at 199.32. But in order to get negative on Oracle, it has to take out the swing point from November 28th to negate that Gartley buy pattern for its weekly time frame, and that means a close below 185.63. So the weekly's got a buy pattern. The monthly maybe it's got a buy pattern as well because price pulled back and has tested and rejected the bottom of that profile, 186.92. We said we got down to 186.23 or something like that just a moment ago. So we know that that profile level has held. This should be 3 months in a row to the downside for Oracle. So let's open up its monthly chart out there. Most of them are 2 to 4 month moves to the downside. Again, this being month number 3 to the downside. So Oracle actually may have bottomed out there. What will we need to see a bottom? You'd like to see another bullish reversal candle on the daily time frame to go ahead and confirm that Gartley buy pattern for that specific time frame. So that's what's going on with Oracle. Tom G wants to take a look at NVIDIA. Let's go take a look at it, see what it is trading out at. NVIDIA right now, I believe it's trading with inside its profile. Certainly is for the weekly time frame, certainly is for the monthly time frame, certainly is for the daily time frame. Just a consolidation. That consolidation on the daily time frame may take price back to the bottom of its profile. It's been tested 2 different times, that being 174.84 out there. We're trading below its red oscillator and change line. So, Tom, it just increased the odds that price pushes back to that 174.84 level. Weekly time frame chart, just been a sideways move really for the last 3 to 4 weeks out there. That's why you are frustrated. I don't know that you're frustrated, but, you're looking for some more action. Jackson. And if we take a look at the monthly time frame, it's got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price traded with inside its profile. That's between 151.37, 191.92 out there. So I'd say NVIDIA, you're wondering what it's going to do. I'd say it probably gets down to that 174.84. I don't know that that's a trade for you, but that is likely where NVIDIA is headed to. You also wanted to take a look at Rigetti. RGTI is a ticker symbol. Let's pull its charts up. Rigetti is trading out as we speak at the price point of $25.28. It's trading with inside its daily and its weekly profile out there. The daily profile has a buy zone, and that's between 24.50 and 25.84. And again, we're trading out at 25.32. We're trading into that buy zone. This has a buy the D point bottom that formed with this bullish hammer candle back on November the 24th out there. The weekly just to consolidate with inside its profile. What we see out here is a series of higher lows for the most part on the weekly time frame out there. So that's a bullish signal. And on the monthly time frame, if price is going to pull back, it would pull back and likely find support at 21.42. But you got to close below 24.50 first, and you got to negate the hammer candle by the D point. That requires a close below 23.64. That's what we see, Tom, when we take a look at Rigetti. Hope that helps you out. HD wants to take a look at XEL. So XEL is going to form bar number 9 of a TD9 count bottom pattern today. We covered that yesterday. And because if you take all it has to do is close below the close of bar number 5. That's way up there. That closes at 77.18. Trading at 75.49 right now. So you're going to get a confirmed TD9 count bottom pattern, HD, and price should then rally towards 77.60 out there. The weekly time frame, not as kind because price is trading below the bottom of its weekly profile. That could lead to lower price, but it's a green oscillator and change line. So we're going to just defer to the monthly time frame, which shows that price has tested and held and rejected its monthly oscillator and change line. In fact, if you take a look at XEL, I don't know how far back we can go out here. Okay, well, pretty far back. We can see how this oscillator and change line has been acting as support ever since July of 2024. Yeah. That's how powerful that line is. You should learn that. You really should learn that. It's easy peasy work. You can calculate it on the handful of charts that you probably look at out there. Very important. So I'm going to say the weekly is irrelevant at this moment in time because the monthly has got us at support and the daily's got a TD9 count bottom. You should get a 2 to 4 day rally with price targeting 77.60. If price can close above the red oscillator and change line, that would be good because, well, even if you get up to it 77.60, you're back inside the weekly profile out there. So in essence, that's what you're looking for. That's how you'd play it out. Hope that helps you out, HD, and thanks so much for your request. Phil inside the Tigers Den wants to take a look at Auto Nation AN, and he's asking about a head and shoulders pattern. Phil, Stevie's not a head and shoulders guy. Not that I'd mind the shampoo or anything out there, but I'm just really not. It's one of the patterns that who was it that taught that to me at least? Was it Bud? But somebody was basically first it's a visual thing, that's for sure. But somebody once said you can kind of spot head and shoulders patterns pretty much everywhere. So here's what I'm going to do, Phil, for you. You've got the head and shoulders thing figured out. I don't. I really don't. Not at all. It's not my pattern. But what I do have are the other patterns that can assist you with regard to what it's doing. So, for example, Auto Nation on the daily time frame yesterday confirmed an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That 1-to-1 price projection level around 237.93 at 227.25 is going to run into TD9 count breakdown resistance. Now, the B point was the trading day of let me just get rid of There we go. The B point had volume of 372,000 shares. Yesterday crossed with 446,000 shares. So A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. You're in bar number 7. No topping pattern. It can be a top to get back to 227.25, but so far a strong move. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart. Weekly time frame chart, TD9 count bottom. Price trade above profile resistance, oscillator and change line. It wants to head higher. Head higher to where? 226.63. Now it's trading inside its weekly swing point from back on September 5th. Volume there, 1.5 million shares. It's only Thursday, but we're 1.2 million shares. And yesterday's volume, again, was 400,000 shares. So it's got the volume. It's moving into that swing point with volume. It may go target the high, that high being 228.92. AutoNation on a monthly time frame, Rhodes momentum indicator top. That went ahead and formed in October. Price closed below the oscillator and change line. Immediately got back above it last month. We're above it this month. So the monthly time frame chart is neutral. The daily time frame chart is bullish, and the weekly time frame chart is bullish, at least at this moment in time, as price wants to head up to the 226.63 level. So, Phil, I apologize for not really knowing and understanding the head and shoulders pattern out here, but let's use the other ones that I've got to add to your take on what AutoNation is doing. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. So one of the indices to fall yesterday was the semiconductor index. I've got the SOXX on my screen. Just simply, we can take a look at the volume out here just so you get a feel for what's going on. So it's had a TD9 count top that had formed just a few days ago, December the 8th out there. Volume there was 3.6 million shares. It was taken out yesterday with 5 million shares. There's conviction behind the move. Yes, price pulled back today. What did it pull back and do? So far, it's tested and rejected. It's green oscillator and change line. That's a bullish signal out there. That's at the 307.79. Price is trading with inside his profile. Support at 302.96. Resist up at 314.08. But it's already negated that TD9 count top. So what it's signaling to us, Duncan, is that the SOX itself wants to move higher. Now, on the weekly time frame, I don't have any kind of a topping pattern. Price would need a bearish reversal candle to confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top. We are in wave number 7. That requires a lower high. The earliest that could come next Friday. Monthly time frame chart is just simply all out bullish. So no top on the daily, no top on the monthly, no real top on the weekly. Maybe I can find a sell the D point top. I'd have to go back real far. Not going to really worry about that at this moment in time. So I hope that helps you out with regard to whichever other instrument you trade based around that. Duncan, SOXL, SOXS, whichever one that it is. But at this stage of the game, the SOX index yesterday is communicating to us that it wants to move higher out there. You want to take a look at Chipotle as well. CMG is that ticker symbol. Let's pull its charts up on our screen. So we got Chipotle right now. She's trading out at about $34.74. What it's trying to do is really trying to form an A to B equals CD pattern today, is what it looks like. It's taken on a swing point here, Steve-O, from December 1st that had volume of 20 million shares. So far today, you're up with 4.3 million shares. That says at a 12 to 13 million share day. So you're pushing into it with light volume. But a close above 35.13, volume or not, is going to trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Right now, price is taking on profile resistance at 34.67. Last time it was up here was a few days ago, December the 8th. It failed to take that level out, but maybe today is a different day. If we take a look at the weekly time frame chart, it's got a wave number 7 bottom signal. Price is trading above profile resistance, trading above its oscillator and change line. The weekly says I want to move higher. The monthly chart needs a bullish reversal candle, is what it looks like to me, to generate a buy the D point pattern out here. Let's put the A to B equals CD in there. Let's put the A to B in there. Let's move that over to the C point. That's the highest high after that low. So you can see we've attained the 1-to-1 price objective level. It needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom. Last month, this had a move to the downside of 4 consecutive weeks. So to see a rally for a couple of weeks out here, a couple of months, I should say, sorry, it was 4 consecutive months. Would also make sense. So watch that daily time frame. I think that's going to be the leader of the pack right now, because the weekly says I want to move higher, and the monthly I think is saying the same thing to us. So it's really all about the daily time frame, Dunk. So I hope that helps you out with regard to Chipotle, CMG. S&P writes in, would like to take a look at Hood, HOOD. So let's go to its charts. That's going to be all the way back in the beginning. That should be this chart right here. So we take a look at Hood. Hood completed its TD9 count top yesterday, S&P, so no surprise that we're seeing it pull back. Now, what it's pulled back to so far is the top of its profile. And that's at 123.01. There's only 2 profile levels here. The bottom and the center are at the same position. So that's really strong support, 115.01. But right now, you can say that Hood has held support at 123.01. If price were to close below that level, then you would likely take a look at 118.86 to 115.01 as the next price target levels. Now, with this gapped up on November the 26th, it had a volume of 12.7 million shares. So we're coming back with, 19 million shares. So it's really pushing, into an area where there was really a breakout. We kind of looked at gaps. to the upside as breakouts, gaps to the downside as breakdowns out there. So that certainly is a version of a breakout, but support is still held, 123.01. On the weekly time frame, let's see what we have. Got Rhodes momentum indicator top, price trading with inside his profile, has struggled at its oscillator and change line. So you know that is a very strong resistance level, S&P. Right now, that's printing out at 138 and change. On the monthly time frame out here, I've got a sell the D point top that formed last month, little bearish engulfing candle. But also last month, when it formed that pattern, price was also testing its oscillator and change line. So Stevie's got to go with kind of a neutral, more signal for the monthly time frame. It's not neutral on the weekly. It's not neutral on the daily, but it is somewhat neutralized on the monthly time frame. So what's Hood going to do out here? Let's open up that daily chart one more time and take a look at its cadence. This is day number 3 to the downside out there. I would say more likely than not, either today or tomorrow is a bottom, and you get a couple-day rally. Now, that rally might just take us up to that green oscillator and change line. See how that had changed colors shortly after we got to bar number 8, and certainly was emphasized on bar number 9. What price should have done, if this is really bullish, would have held that oscillator and change line. Now, maybe you'll still do that by day's end. I don't see that with the volume that is pushing, but 128.99 is that number. So I think this likely heads lower for a 4th consecutive day before we get a couple-day bounce out there. The hesitation is that price is finding support at the top of that daily profile. So if it closes below that, 123.01, definitely we get a 4th day to the downside out there. So hope that helps you out, S&P, as always. Thanks for your request. Fletch wants to take a look at ticker symbol LC. So let's pull that up on our screen out here. LC is trading out at $20.07. It is negating a TD9 count top. Quite frankly, it's negating 2 TD9 count tops. In order to do that, which one's the higher one? This one. So a close above 1988 negates a TD9 count top that takes us back to the October 23rd. A close today above 1984 negates a TD9 count top that formed on December 5th out there. I see an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside, but also see that it's a bearish shooting star candle. So is this one that's going to try to trick us? It had a nice TD9 count bottom, by the way, back on October 6th. So let's go to the A to B point out there. I'm just going to make sure that retracement is 0.786 or less, just to make sure on this one. So let's take go from our A to our B point, and their retracement was, yeah, it was about 61%. Well, yikes. It's close. It's close. We'll still go with the potential of that A to B equals CD pattern, which in essence is completing, right? Yeah. So this one's a toughie. So it's negating TD9 count tops out there, Fletch. And at the same time, if you get a bearish shooting star candle today, you'll have a sell the D point top. So kind of keep that feather in your cap at this moment in time. And let's just say we're uncertain. We need the market laboratory to do what it does. And that means we really can't make a decision about what LC is doing on its daily time frame until the end of the trading session. Maybe we can take a look at it tomorrow, if you can remind me. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, though, it's bullish. And the weekly time frame, did it negate it last week? Let's see. The high would have been 1939. The close was 1943. This has a negated TD9 count top, and now we're trading above profile resistance 1988. It's bullish. Monthly time frame is bullish. Trade above a swing point that had volume of 39 million shares. So far this month, we're at 12 million shares. That's moving higher with volume. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pros pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got CRDO on our screen out here. This is a Credo Technology Group, and this is headed lower. This is from Mohammed. Mohammed, the reason I say it's headed lower, if we take a look at the daily time frame, we've got a bearish profile change in trend. You're in bar number 4 of a TD9 count. Wants to go target a TD9 count breakout level. So the daily time frame wants to get down to 137. The weekly time frame looks like this week. Well, actually, last week it did it. Rhodes momentum indicator top, bearish shooting star candle. You're getting follow through to the downside. Bears, what I find out about shooting stars, they either work or they don't, and they usually tell you right away, this one's working. And now you're trading below the level where a counter trend move would have come to an end. Now, I don't know where we close tomorrow, on Friday, but if we do close below 154.68, Mohammed, then that's going to suggest that 135.27 is a target. Granted, 137 could be a support, but the daily's at 137, the weekly 135.27, and the monthly is going to likely go target the 125.59 area. Its monthly also didn't change. On the monthly, not so certain about, but the daily and the weekly, it's relatively clear that that's what it wants to do. So the first thing you got to pay attention to is tomorrow, and that's the 154.68, or over the weekend. Do we close below that? If we do, we are likely headed lower, anywhere between 135.27 to 137 even Steven. So Mohammed, thanks for taking the time to write in. Much appreciated. Let's look at your second request out there. Ticker symbol ADI. And ADI right now trading out at 281.81 out there. It's got a TD9 count top that would be negated with a close above the high from December 5th, and that high is 283.24. We close above that, you negate the signal, and you are headed higher. Now, the weekly is saying we're headed higher. Let's see if it took out that swing point with volume. The swing point was August 29th. 20 million shares traded that week, and it was taken out last week with 23 million, so 23 going against 20. That sounds like more volume. So ADI has got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Let's go ahead and draw that in here. Let's just simply move that A to B line over to that C point out there, and that gives us a 1-to-1 initial price projection somewhere around the 322, I think it was, 322.36-ish or so. Now, that's the 1-to-1 price projection. That doesn't mean that that's what it's going to do. The monthly time frame does not have a top at all. It negated its top last month out there, and this just wants to simply continue to move higher. Now, we had a 2-month pullback. This has traded higher for 2 and 3 months, kind of normal. So I'd expect it's going to move higher this month, and I would expect it's going to move higher next month. I think adding to that would be taking out that daily TD9 count top. And again, that number to be watching is going to be 283.24. Volume there was 3.8 million share. Yesterday you moved up into it with 5 million shares. That says that that top should, or the high should at least get tested. And again, that is a 283.24 level. So Mohammed, hope that helps you out with the ADI as well. Now Vic wrote in, and Vic wrote in CYZ, which didn't pull up on my screen out there. I did get back to Vic, but I'm wondering if it's XYZ. Well, right now, that's what it's going to be, because that's what I pulled up on my screen out there, thinking that maybe that was the YZ you were after. And if we take a look at XYZ out here, it's just consolidating on a daily time frame with inside its profile. This morning, testing resistance. That is at 63.61. If you can close above that, that would be a bullish outcome. Could be suggesting it's getting ready to prepare for an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Can't make that call until we close above 63.61. Then the next thing we'd be looking at out there, Vic, would be the swing point that it would be traded into that would have to take out to negate or to generate an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That swing point has got 3.4 million shares today. So far, you're up with 2.2 million shares. So the volume thing you got working for you. Can it take out close above 63.61? That's the next step. Weekly time frame consolidation with inside the bullish structured profile out there. A buy zone between 59.43 and 61.91. Your resistance level is the oscillator and change line, but it's not that far from the top of the profile. So we'll just simply go with that 69.33 level. And then on the monthly time frame, well, this says that folks have probably been pretty bored here because it's been in a long-term consolidation. It's been in a shorter-term consolidation for about the last 6 months, 7 months out there since May of 2025, as prices have been consolidated with inside its profile. And that range has been running from about 59.43 up to 77.13. So I hope I got the right ticker symbol for you, Vic. If not, right back, we'll go ahead and get it. In the meantime, S&P writes in, would like to take a look at Dawn. So my favorite part of the day. Let's go take a look at Dawn out there. And we take a look at Dawn. You've got $8. And actually, really, the favorite part of the day is sunrise. Gotta admit, who likes it to get dark out there? But if we take a look at Dawn out here, we've got price right now. It's attempting to get back inside its daily profile. It's been below that daily profile all week long this week, most of last week out there. In order to accomplish that task, it would have to close above $8.63. We're at $8.60. What you really need to see it close above on Dawn out here, S&P, is its green oscillator and change line, $8.77. If it can do that, it would then signal to you that it wants to move up towards the 976, 1014 level. On the downside, its B point was passed. Was it passed with volume? The B point the day of November 21, 2.9 million shares, passed with 1.5 million shares. So it wasn't passed with volume. We're back above that level right now, but it's hinting. It's hinting at a potential A to B equals CD down pattern. The monthly or the weekly time frame chart is a consolidation with inside its profile. This not much more to report on. However, I should give you support, $7.12, resistance, $9.64. The monthly chart looks beautiful. It's got a nice TD9 count and Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern out there, with price trying to stay above the top of that monthly profile. It closed above it last month, it being 859. We're trading at 859 right now. If price can close above that, that would be a beautiful thing. So the monthly would then be bullish. The weekly needs to close above profile resistance, and the weekly and the daily, you know, it's really got to get back above that oscillator and change line. So I hope that helps you out, S&P. If not, let me know, and I'll try to do a better job next time. Duncan Steve says, can we look at Marvell? Absolutely. I'm here for you. I would just prefer you guys just point the direction, and I'll take it, just like a dog. No problem. So we just got to wait for the Marvell charts to populate out here. Marvell, right now, testing the bottom of its daily profile. The bottom of that profile is at 87.78. We're trading 88.04. If you close below profile on a daily time frame, then the next target of support will be 86.56. That's on the weekly chart. If you close below that, then we're looking at, really looking at the TD knockout breakout level, $78 out there. So that's not what we have right now, but pay attention. Let's take a look at the volume today. So the swing point of a potential, let me just see if there is enough of a retracement. Function 8. So from here to here. Nah, Not really. So we're not going to go with an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So what you're watching out here, though, Dunk, is most certainly that 87, 78 level. You get below that, you're headed lower out there. Watch that. Take a snapshot of the screen. Go ahead and watch those oscillator and change lines on the weekly and the monthly chart out there. So that was Marvell. Sharky wants to take a look at PAAS. PAAS. You're asking, did you miss my analysis? Apparently not, because you must have requested it. I didn't see it. So that makes me not the P out there, but the AAS. We come back to this break. We're going to look at Pan American Silver, which is like all-out bullish mode out there for its daily time frame, for its weekly time frame, and for its monthly time frame. Looks to me like it's headed for that silvery moon. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Take a look at Pan American Silver. You can see we're trading. I believe we're at new all-time highs. Let me just make sure that, yeah, looks like we are. No topping signal at all in the daily time frame. You're trading about profile resistance, oscillator and change line. This thing wants to move higher. You negated a TD9 count top on a weekly basis a couple weeks back. That set up also an A to B equals CD point, A to B equals CD pattern on the upside. Swing point had 38 million shares, was taken out with 24 million shares, taken out with 28 million shares. This month we're at 32 million shares. So Swing point's taken out with lighter volume, but it looks like this month's going to go ahead and make that a confirmed A to B equals CD pattern. Monthly chart, no topping signal here. So Pan American Silver simply wants higher price out there. We got a request to also take a look at TGB, Taseko Mines. TGB is trading out at $5.40. Now, it's trading into its TD9 count top. This will get bullish if it can close above that high from December 5th, being 549. Volume 6.6 million shares so far today, 2 million shares. So similar lightish type volume, but if it takes out that TD9 count top in the daily time frame, you're off to the races. The weekly's waiting for you to get off to the races. The monthly says, hey, Stevie, I'm going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count top at the end of December. So you got kind of mixed signals there with regard to TGB. Pinduoduo, Satish wants us to take a look at that one, looking for a few shares there. So PDD, Pinduoduo, testing a TD9 count bottom, but it's doing it with volume. That's a swing point from November 21st. That had 9.4 million shares, 2.5 hours of trading, 6.5 million shares. So yeah, here's what I would say. If this will test and reject that low again, the low being 111.29, that would be your buy signal. Your caution here on Pinduoduo, the oscillator and change line. It has failed, really basically failed to cross above that. So that's going to be your resistance point. You also want to take a look at IONQ. Let's see if I get that screen up here as well. IONQ trading out right now at $49.30 at $50.11. Finding support at its oscillator and change line, trading with inside its profile. So that gave you a potential buy. Resistance though 55.46. The weekly time frame chart, no bottom signal there. And the monthly, it's too quick for me to be able to give you an answer on that one. I'll leave that up on the screen. We'll come back and take a look at IONQ tomorrow. Folks, have a terrific Thursday. I'll see you on Fantastic Friday. Take care and be safe out there.